Hello, my name is Christina and I am your librarian here at Christina's Bookshelf. And today I am bringing you The Beast Without by Christian Baines. Oh, score one. I always mess up the title of his books and I'm starting to think that he just should have me title his stories. That way I don't fuck them up all the time when I'm saying them. Or have to double check myself because I have called this The Beast Within too many times. This is book number 1 in the Arcadia Trust series, and yes, you must read the books in order. This lays so much foundation and foreshadowing and little Easter eggs for us to hunt down throughout the rest of the series. In this one, we meet our main character, Reylan. Reylan is a vampire, but don't ever let him hear you say that. He prefers the term bloodshade. He does not sparkle. He can go out in the sun. I'm starting to sound a little bit like Matthew Claremont in the All Souls trilogy, but I digress. The big difference between Reylan and a vampire is that this is not a romanticized how to become one. You can't just find one and they bite you and you change and, oh, I am now a vampire. No, you must be born with, let's call it a genetic anomaly. You are born a baby, you are a human being, you act, eat, sleep, everything human until one day your body starts to change. And in that change you become a bloodshade. It's fascinating. In this story we will also meet werewolves and cloak walkers and mages and all sorts of paranormal goodness. A lot of these people that we meet are under the protection of Sister Patricia Baker. Human. Yes, a human. And I think that is fantastic. And you heard me right. I did say sister. She is a former nun. And you better behave if you are in her presence, at her home, and working for her. Think of the nun with the ruler and she is going to smack you a good one. Now, Patricia doesn't have a ruler, but she is smart. And every time Reylan thinks he's got one on her, this cultured boy needs to take a step back and realize that he is not the only genius at the table. The story takes place in Australia, where our author is from. And he's traveled around, he's seen the world, and this is where he's settled. Sort of a fun fact about Christian, he too likes to travel the world. And one time, he went to Paris to meet a boy from Brazil that he had never met before. Reylan is kind of a lone guy. He has a few friends, but really at the end of the day, he loves to be alone with him and his cat and kind of his nosy neighbor upstairs until Sister Patricia Baker requires his assistance. And one doesn't really say no. You can try, and Reylan does, but in the end, he succumbs to her charm. There is a rogue, and Reylan is tasked with bringing him in. He's out there killing people. He's out there changing without thought, without will, and he needs to be brought to task. This is a lot easier said than done for Reylan, mainly because there might be more than one out there, and it might not be the one he's thinking of. Along the way of Reylan trying to find this werewolf, we have so much mischief and mayhem that happens that upheaves Raylan's life, that upheaves our werewolf's life, that it's so wonderful to kind of watch Reylan have to step out of his comfort zone and kind of grow as a human. He's been on this earth for over a century, and so he's really stuck in his ways, but to watch him step out is fascinating. Seeing how uncomfortable he is with the situation, yet he's playing it off like, I guess I could do this. What time is it? All right, I have to be in bed at 8 o'clock in the morning. Let's get this done now. And to think that it's going to be easy peasy breezy and he's going to be done with the sister and they're going to have it all out of the way so he can continue his life. Obviously, we have a series of books, the Arcadia Trust series. So, Reylan doesn't just, brush everything off as easily as he would like to think. So if you're adverse to blood and guts and gore, this might not be the series for you, because what Christian brings into this is a lot of blood and guts and gore. We have characters dying, we have characters being dismembered, and it's magnificent. And you're like, Christina, that's horrible. Okay, if I knew this person in real life, if they were actually out here being dismembered by werewolves, yes, I would agree with you. But the way that Christian writes this story builds this world that you can see, I can go downtown Kansas City and see an abandoned building and think, that could be an Arcadia Trust place. That could be where the werewolf is hiding. It could be where the hierarchy of the bloodshade is keeping some specimens of sketchy origin. So much happens, and you really have to take in every word, every detail, because it is going to come back again. If not in this book, the next one. And then you have even a bigger world building and even more character development, more gore, blood, death. And then the third one. And he's just written this magnificent story that grabs a hold of you and you want to say, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? What's going to go on? Who's going to die next? Yes, with a smile on your face, because you are enjoying the story. I give The Beast Without by Christian Baines 5 stars, easily. The writing is fantastic, the editing is on point, the storyline, the piece de resistance. It's everything I never realized I needed in a paranormal story. So what I am going to do for you is I am going to leave the link down below so you can kind of click it and be on your way to reading it immediately if I have anything to say about it. If you've enjoyed this review, I'm going to ask that you help me with that YouTube algorithm and give me a like. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. Down below, I am also going to put my stalker links for my Facebook group, which I'm not very active in at the moment, but I'm trying to do better, and my Twitter, which I'm pretty active in, so that would be the best way to find me. And my email address if you are an author and you would like me to read and review your story. And don't forget, on my webpage, I also have a rafflecopter going that you can win signed paperbacks of all 3 of these books in the series from Christian Baines. You just have to go to my website, which is christinasbookshelf.net, which will be down below, and there will be a rafflecopter, and you just have to answer some questions. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe to a newsletter or anything like that. Just, this is for some fun to interact and win some books. It is only open to the United States because I am not wealthy and I cannot afford international postage. One day, maybe. So like, subscribe, and notice the stalker links down below. The Beast Without by Christian Baines, 5 stars. Bye. Hi, my name is Christina and I am your librarian here at Christina's Bookshelf. And today I am bringing you Boy Puppet by Christian Baines. Just kidding. I am bringing you Puppet Boy by Christian Baines. I am formally and announcing publicly to the world